Hello everyone, hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. So yesterday, Hindu analysis when I was doing it and when I was watching it on laptop rather, and good morning Shibanna. So what I realized was that the voice on laptop was fine, voice on phone was also fine, but when you are using let's say a headphone or a microphone on your phone, then the voice is little bit lower. So yesterday's Hindu analysis, you can use, if you're watching it on phone, you can use it or you can do it without microphone or earphone, then the voice will be okay. Now let's see how is the voice right now, Shiparna? Good morning. You are using, let's say, a headphone or a microphone. So, Shiparna Rishi, am I audible clearly? I don't think there will be any voice issue today because I have tried to rectify it. But again, these are technical issues. Plus, Gurgaon is anyway under flood. So, because of even weaker internet connection, these things can happen. So, technical jargon, but I don't think that was bigger of an issue even yesterday. Yesterday, that was fine. The voice was lower when you're using earphone on phone. Day before yesterday there was echo which was happening. Why that was happening? Because my two mics were on, my laptop mic, my headphone mic. So today I have just switched off the laptop mic to prevent the echoing thing. So yeah, cool. So let's start the Hindu analysis today of 3rd September 2025. Oh my god, my name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. And apart from Rishi, and this is my Telegram channel, you can connect with me there, although it's inactive right now. I'm not very active there. So yesterday I gave 3 questions, not one, not two, not three. I'm not using headphones, sir, so it was okay for me yesterday also. Very Shripanna is such a good girl. So MCQ 11. This was the homework which I gave yesterday. 3 questions, 11 to 13. What is the answer of MCQ 11? Good morning, GYN. Which of the following preventive measures has been adopted by Kerala government to contain amoebic meningoencephalitis? Japanese. Japanese the answer. Oh my god. Mass vaccination drive, chlorination of water bodies, use of antiviral drugs, spraying antibiotics in public water supplies. What is the answer? Shiparna has given the answer. Shiparna is such a good girl. Chlorination of water bodies. MCQ 12, this investment proceed. This was the first article, which I think was one of the most important article of yesterday, if not the most important article. Very good Shiparna, very good Jivayan, very good Rishi, very good Yukta. Yukta is good morning, Yukta. So this investment proceed, that is the non-debt portion of capital receipt. In simple terms, when you are selling something, let's say government is selling a PSU, public sector undertaking, that is not a loan they are taking, and that's why this is non-debt capital receipt. So do keep it in mind. MCQ 12. Why did I give you the answer? I was asking you people to tell me the answer. So the answer of 12th is, what is the answer of 12th? Japanese. Very good, GYN. So GYN, is the voice better than yesterday? Be very frank, GYN, Rishi and everyone. Cool. So I told you why some people were facing issues yesterday on phone because they were listening to headphone or earphone, whatever. Now I think today it will be fine. MCQ 13. Have a look at this particular question. Very good. Jivayan, Rishi, Shriparna. So MCQ 13, which of the following initiative is directly linked to the implementation of UN 2030 Sustainable Development Goals? So we have talked about GDI, GGI, BRI yesterday when we were talking about SCO, GDI, GGI and BRI, and how they are different, how China is trying to become the leader of the global south. Very good, Jivayan. Jivayan is also a good girl. So 13th, the answer is C. So 13th, the answer is C. Global Governance Initiative. See, Global Governance Initiative, which has been, they're talking about in Tianjin Declaration, SCO 2025, it is about policy formulation and avoiding the hegemony of US, so to say. Global Development Initiative is about SDGs. The answer is not C. See what you people are doing. This is herd mentality, which you people are doing. One people has given one answer, so you're following the same. Go back and revise yesterday's video, what we are discussing here. Global Development Initiative, that is for SDGs, which was like initiated in 2021. Global Governance Initiative 2025, this current SCO, here they're talking about, global world order, how they should take decisions, multilateralism should be promoted, and US hegemony has to be controlled to a certain extent. So B is the answer, sir and ma'am, not C. Hope you're understanding where we're going with this. Do revise yesterday's SCO article. So MCQ 11B, MCQ 12D, MCQ 13B, which all of you got wrong. Whoever has answered, all of you have given the wrong answer. Oh my God. Shushiparna has given it at the last, but good try. So let's come back to the present and let's talk about the first article of the day, page 6, editorial, buried in rubble. So yesterday only, good morning, Madhubala. So yesterday only we have talked about, yesterday only this Afghanistan earthquake happened. I wanted to cover it yesterday, but what should I cover? What should I tell you? This earthquake happened, these many people died. Believe it or not, it's sad news. We have our condolences to those people who died. But what is important from exam perspective? We are reading it from UPSC perspective. What is the thing which we have to? What are the things which are important from exam perspective? So now editorial has been published on it, and now there are some terms which are important. Like I had done in the previous Hindu analysis, maybe 2-3 months back, we have talked about epicenter, hypocenter. So that is one thing which is important. What is the what is the epicenter of this particular place? We'll talk about this epicenter, hypocenter thing. Then the other thing is Richter scale, Mercalli scale, or Mercalli scale, how they are different from each other. So these are some terms, Hindu Kush mountain, and why we are having so many frequent earthquake in the Afghanistan region, because it is lying at the junction of Indian and Eurasian plates. So now we can talk about it from exam perspective. And people, you know, again, condolences to the people of Afghanistan, and we love them. We love Rashid Khan and others. So earthquake, magnitude 6.3. When we're talking about this magnitude, this is Richter scale. So this is Richter scale. So they are talking about the amount of energy released now. So it's all about quantity. So when you're talking about the quantity term of the earthquake, amount of energy released, and this is a logarithmic scale. So the magnitude 6 will be 10 times higher in magnitude compared to magnitude 5. Magnitude 7 will be 100 times bigger compared to magnitude 5. So I hope you're understanding. This is a logarithmic scale, amount of energy released. Richter scale, quantitative. Then you have something known as Mercalli scale, quantitative, which people generally don't talk about. Mercalli scale, that is qualitative. Mercalli scale, hope I'm writing the spelling correct. So what is qualitative scale? Yeah, 1400 people till now reported die. Exactly, Shubham. So what is Mercalli scale, qualitative? What is the impact on people? So it's in Roman numeral, I think 1 to 12, and this whole Afghanistan thing is in the 7th uh, indicator of Mercalli scale. The impact has been huge. Now the editorial is talking about how similar kind of earthquake has happened earlier. This is a magnitude 6 earthquake. It has happened in Chile, etc., but not so many people died. So there has to be some building codes, etc., which has to be implemented by these people. And in that regard, we also have one particular mission under NAPCC, National Action Plan on Climate Change. There are 8 missions. I've already told you the mnemonic to remember those 8 missions. Under those 8 missions, there is one mission which is known as National Mission for Sustainable Habitat, and there is something known as retrofitting of buildings. So that has to be done. So I think you people remember the 8 missions of NAPCC. What is the mnemonic? Chipandis? This was the epicenter, or this was the region, like Jalalabad region, where this earthquake, originated. And there are terms like epicenter and hypocenter. So NAPCC 8 missions. Anybody? Do you remember the mnemonic to remember those 8 missions? Chipandis fast. Nobody remembers it. Oh my God. Okay, so the mnemonic was, and do remember it, all these missions will include almost all the portion of GS mains syllabus. So Sehwag HK was the mnemonic. Sehwag HK. Solar mission S. E is National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency. H is National Mission for Sustainable Habitat. And this is what this editorial is talking about. If Afghanistan had followed proper, building structure, they would have done something called as retrofitting. Not so many people would have died. So number of people who have died, for God's sake, no issues. Sehwag HK, National Mission for Sustainable Habitat. Then Water Mission. Then National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. G is Green India Mission. H is National Mission for Sustaining Himalayan Ecosystem. And K is National Mission for Strategic Knowledge on Climate Change. So do remember these missions. They are very important. And here the author is about the building codes. So again, let's come back. So what are the things which are important? You can see here magnitude is 6.3, and aftershock. Again, we are not going here. epicenter, about 140 kilometer from the epicenter. Challenges in rescue efforts, because there are so many sanctions on Afghanistan and Taliban regime. Let's see how much effort and how much humanitarian responses they get. Anyway, they are a poor country, and that will also play a role in how things pan out for Afghanistan. But again, we have our condolences. So seismic vulnerability. Why so many earthquakes happen in Afghanistan? Because they are located at the epicenter or at the junction of Indian and Eurasian plate, as we have just discussed. They can ask you this. They can ask you this in pre and in mains. You have. They can ask you why so many earthquakes happen in the region of Afghanistan. So you can talk about this. Now, this comparison fact is important. Delhi magnitude 4 earthquake happened, no damage. Chile, forget about the 4 earthquake. Chile, 6 they faced magnitude greater than 6, which happened in Afghanistan, but again minimal casualties because of strict building codes. So again, building code. Good morning, Anandu. Can you hear me correct? Like, fine, Anandu. Yesterday, again, we had talked about yesterday's issue. What issues were there? Strict building code. So author is of this editorial is talking about strict building code, and that has to be implemented. Afghanistan must strengthen strict means building code. See, the topography of Chile is different from Afghanistan, but even then we can learn from Chile and how even with earthquake greater than 6 magnitude, they faced minimal casualties. Cool. So again, these are the words which are important. Hypocenter, epicenter. What is the meaning here? Hypocenter, below the earth's surface. So let's say we are talking about Jalalabad is the epicenter. That is a point on the earth's surface, Jalalabad. Just below Jalalabad, below the earth's surface, there will be a point where it actually originated. This is the hypocenter. So do remember these words, hypocenter and epicenter. Then we have talked about Richter scale and Mercalli scale, and what is the basic difference between Richter scale and Mercalli scale. Now let's solve some questions. So again, so which of the following correctly distinguishes epicenter and hypocenter of an earthquake? Oh my god. So what is the answer? Do option elimination. So Madhubala has given the answer. So hypocenter is a point on the Earth's surface directly above. No, it's not point on the Earth's surface. It's points inside the Earth. So first and second, they are interchanged. So first is wrong, second is wrong. So you're left with D3 only. Hypocenter is always at a certain depth below the Earth's surface. Very good. Madhubala is such a good girl. Who is a good girl? Madhubala is a good girl. No, not one only. One is wrong. Hypocenter is below the Earth's surface. Just go back to the previous slide. What we have written: hypocenter inside the Earth, epicenter on the Earth's surface. Jalalabad is the epicenter. It is not the hypocenter, as we have just discussed. This Jalalabad. What about Jalalabad? Oh my god. Okay, this is not news to be happy about, so let's be sad. So the answer is D. MCQ 1, D. EP means out. Yeah, exactly, Madhubala. MCQ 2. So the vulnerability of Afghanistan to frequent earthquake is mainly due to its proximity to the Indian Ocean. Hannah has given the answer. Hannah is also a good girl. Its proximity to the Indian Ocean, location at the junction of Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates, low population density, high altitude. So the answer is, as Hannah stated, then Rishi stated, location at the junction of Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates. Okay. Now, page number 12, COP30, Conference of Party 30, UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So talks related to UNFCCC happened in Rio Summit, 1992, and then it actually was created, or it got operationalized in 1994. Headquarter or secretariat, you can call it, of UNFCCC is in Bonn, Germany, and they were associated with Kyoto Protocol of 1997, Kyoto Protocol, which in a way put binding emission targets on developed countries. Kyoto Protocol of 1997, then Paris Climate Deal of 2015. Now we are talking about, my handwriting is mashallah, subhanallah. Now we're talking about COP30. So COP30 to focus, and why Andre Correa do Lago, he's talking about COP30, and why people are concerned because of Donald Trump and his to and fro policies. And that's why we are talking about COP30. Do remember UNFCCC, Rio Summit. Three organizations emerged out of Rio Summit. One is UNFCCC, the other two are UNCBD and UNCCD. Oh my God. United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity and United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. So do remember these. And now this is your homework. Find out their headquarters or secretariat. Like we have talked about UNFCCC, their secretariat in Bonn, Germany. Similarly, cool. So now COP30. It is going to happen in Brazil, a port town which is known as Belém. They can ask you. And in November 2025. This will be happening in November 2025, COP30, Conference of Party 30s. So most of the decisions of UNFCCC are taken here in these COPs. They decide on certain stuff and then they take a decision. Why people are worried about this November 2025 COP30 of UNFCCC? Please, we have had a discussion on these things in previous Hindu analysis on this channel and other channel. I have told you, even UNCBD, UNCCD, they will also have their COPs. So it's not like conference of party is only confined to UNFCCC. These organizations, they all have their COPs. Maybe some have their COP annually, some have their COP biennially. So you have to again find, and the numbers will be different. So this is COP30 for UNFCCC. For UN, let's say CBD, their COP number will be different. You will understand it once we do articles related to UNCBD and UNCCD. But the most important out of these three organization is UNFCCC. They are in news and UPSC ask a lot of questions on UNFCCC. Cool. So again, why COP30 and people are worried because Donald Trump and has withdrawn from, like, he has taken US out from the Paris Agreement and tariff policies, uncertainties, and that's why people are a little bit worried about it. But COP30 president Andre Decor, and we have seen his image. He is saying that no, Brazil will take effort, and people don't need to worry about this COP30. Paris Agreement COP21. Now your homework. Kyoto Protocol. There are certain protocols which are important. Kyoto Protocol 1997. You have to find out which COP it is. Then there is one protocol which is known as Montreal Protocol, one of the most successful protocols ever, which was about, tackling the issue of ozone hole depletion. So you can see here so many interesting things, so many important things from exam perspective, which we can deduce from this particular article. Paris Agreement, they were talking about limiting global temperature to below 2 degrees Celsius. Of what? What is the reference frame here? You want to keep it below 2 degrees Celsius. Below what, man? So 1850, 1900, at that time industrialization was going on. Let's say at that time the global temperature was 18 degrees Celsius. So now, and you have to find out what is the average global temperature of earth right now. So it cannot be more than 20 degrees Celsius. That is the aim. So if the average earth temperature in 1850, 1900, which is the reference frame here, was 18 degrees Celsius, we want to limit it below 20 degrees Celsius, ideally below 19.5 degrees Celsius. Again, you have to find out, this is just a rough number. But people are saying that now, under this Paris Agreement, there are NDCs, which means countries have to adhere to nationally determined contribution. And according to assessment, even if they adhere to India net zero carbon emission by 2070, we have our targets, carbon sink. We have talked about this in previous Hindu analysis. So even if we follow our NDC, different countries follow their NDCs, even then the temperature will rise by 2.6 degrees Celsius. So let's say in 1850, 1900, average global temperature was 18 degrees Celsius. Now, whatever we want to do it will be around 20.6 degrees Celsius or 21 degrees Celsius. Oh my God. So again, 15 degrees Celsius now. Very good, Shipper. Nice. Such a good girl. So based on that reference frame, you have to understand. Now let's solve some MCQ. Richter scale, Mercalli scale. This is based on the previous article, the first article which we have done. You have to say which one is correctly matched. So Richter scale qualitative based on observed damage, Mercalli scale quantitative based on seismic wave amplitude, where we have discussed, qualitative and quantitative. So Madhubala, Hannah, Rishi, Vijayan, they have given the answer. So Richter scale was quantitative. Mercalli scale is qualitative. You can also remember it like this: Richter scale rock, Mercalli scale man. So Richter scale is all about rock, how much energy is released. Mercalli scale is about how much impact a man has suffered. So Mercalli scale qualitative based on observed damage, Richter scale quantitative. So none of the options are correctly man, and the answer is D, neither, as stated by Madhubala, Hannah, Rishi, Vijayan, Shriparna and Jeevayan. Very good. You people are so good, just like a wow. MCQ 4. Consider the following statement regarding UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, adopted at Rio Earth Summit. Am I buffering now? Hello, hello. Am I audible? Everything fine? I think I was buffering for a brief moment. So, what is the answer of this particular question? Adopted at Rio Earth Summit? Yes, correct. Now, even let's say you are confused in the first statement, we have just discussed their secretariat is in Bonn, Germany. Their secretariat is not in Geneva, Switzerland. It's in Bonn, Germany, right? So, second is wrong. If you eliminate second, you're left with A and C. Video is freezing. It was freezing earlier. It is fine now. All clear. So again, you are left with A and C only. First is correct and third is also correct. So the answer is C. And again, there are many variations in this particular question. So who answered it? Hannah, Rishi, Vijayant, Madhubala, Jiva, and all of you. So the answer is C, 1 and 3 only. MCQ 5. So who has answered it? COP30 of UNFCCC scheduled to be held in 2025 at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Belém, Brazil, Paris, France, Bonn, Germany. So, okay, Rishi, Jivayan, Hannah, Madhubala, Shiparna, Vijayant, all of you have answered it. Belém, Brazil, very good. And again, if you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe it. You can get Hindu analysis PDF from me at 199 per month. That will be your way of supporting me because I will need your support. I have left my job. And you can also be a part of my mentorship program at 4999. Then you don't have to buy these PDFs. They are included. Plus whatever support you will want from me, means answer evaluation, how to crack UPSC pre, mains, everything. You can see my mark sheet, anything. And you can contact me on 9650303257. Oh my God. You can also donate. Now let's come back to the third article of the day, which is about FTs. Just give me a second. FTs, foreigner tribunals. Now here again, we have to focus on the keywords which are important. Foreigner tribunals, Assam, their issues. Now tribunals versus courts, how they are different from each other. Which constitutional articles deals with tribunals? Article 323A, 323B. How 323A is different from 323B? 323A is about you people, civil servants. So CAT, Central Administrative Tribunal, state means administrative tribunals. They are created under Article 323A. Then you have 323B, which is created for specific purpose, like this FT Foreigners Tribunal. You have NGT, National Green Tribunal. UPSC has asked PYQs on them. So that is under Article 323B. So again, we have to extract information from this article, and we will also see why this Foreigner Tribunal is in news right now. So why they are in use? Because Union Home Ministry has granted them more power of a first class judicial magistrate. Who are these judicial magistrates? They're judicial officers at the district levels. judicial officers at subordinate level below High Court. They can now issue arrest warrant against person who failed to appear when their nationality is concerned. Here we are talking about foreigner tribunal. Earlier they cannot do that. Person unable to prove they are not foreigners can be sent to detention or holding center. This can be done by FTs now. Earlier, it required executive order. So that means wider power has been given to FTs. They are applicable only, or they are there only in Assam foreigner tribunals. They're not there in other regions. So hope you can understand why this power has been given, because the issue of Bangladeshi nationals illegally coming to Assam rather is a huge issue, and that's why there's so many different states of northeastern India which has this inner line permit ILP. I've also shown you my inner line permit of Arunachal, because they don't want the same thing which has happened to Assam happening to them, and that's why they have this inner line permit. But then this inner line permit has also created an issue of us versus them. Even we Indians have been divided into two parts: non-Arunachali, Arunachali, and other issues. So again, that's a different issue altogether. It's not only confined to Arunachal. You have ILP, Nagaland, Mizoram, and all. So even in Manipur, if I'm not wrong, I was in Manipur, Churachandpur. So hope you're understanding. Foreigner tribunal, it is in Assam. Their power has been extended under this Immigration and Foreigners Order 2025, which has also repealed some laws. Again, we are not going into this intricacies. These are not important from UPSC perspective. I have just told you what is important from exam perspective. These terms: tribunal, courts, civils, Article 323A, 323B, NGT, etc., created under which article? Tribunals, they are quasi-judicial bodies. Quasi-judicial body means even this foreigner tribunal, they have some power akin to a court, but they don't have all the power. They cannot give you, death sentence. Supreme Court, High Court can give you death sentence. If Supreme Court has given a judgment, final judgment, it cannot be appealed further. Their judgments can be appealed to Supreme Court and other courts, foreigner tribunals. So there are differences. The other difference is foreigner tribunal members, they are generally appointed by executive. Central government, they will be the major one who will be appointing the members of tribunals. That does not happen in Supreme Court case or the court case. They have their own collegiate system. So you have to understand the basic difference between these tribunals and courts. They are very important. So Assam earlier had IMDTs, illegal migrant. Again, this is just for your background knowledge, not important from exam perspective. This IMDT was later converted into foreigner tribunal. We know why this is a big issue. Lots of Bangladeshi incursion into Assam region. And now, again, national scope. This new order applies across India, but it doesn't mean anything because FTs are there only in Assam. And there are restrictions to these foreigners, what they can do, what they cannot do. Even in this particular act, Immigration and Foreigners Order 2025, it is not applicable to friendly foreigners. Who are friendly foreigners? Citizens of Nepal, Bhutan, Tibet, and Sri Lanka, they are exempted from this particular act because they are friendly neighbors. They are not like enemy country. Who are enemy countries of India? Anybody have any idea? Enemy countries. Can you people tell me who are the enemy countries? If you can, write it in the comment section. So Article 323A, you people will be governed under 323A. What do I mean by that? Once you become a civil servant, you will have a lot of enemies. Once you start going up the hierarchy, you start becoming bigger and better, you will have enemies. Even Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, they have enemies. So if you have to do your work, and there will be many false cases filed on you, so if you have to do your work honestly, passionately, without getting distracted, you have these CAT and SAT, Central Administrative Tribunals, State Administrative Tribunals, which are created under 323A. Both these tribunals, 323A, 323, no GYN, no Pakistan, China, now Hindi, Chini, bhai, oh my god, China and Pakistan. So what we are talking about here is both 323A, 323B, they are created by 42nd Constitutional Amendment. Amendment anyway is an explicit portion of your GS Mains Paper 2 syllabus. 42nd Constitutional Amendment, mini constitution brought by Indira Gandhi ma'am. Cool. So 323B also by this particular amendment only, but that is for a specific purpose. This foreigner tribunal, national green tribunal, all these tribunals, they are under 323B. NGT Act was also passed in 2010. UPSC has already asked a PYQ on NGT, solve that particular PYQ. So hope you understood the difference between 323A and 323B. 323A CAT SAT, 323B Tribunals created for specific purpose. Tribunals are quasi-judicial bodies. They don't have exact same power as judicial bodies like Supreme Court, High Court. Tribunals are generally appointed by executive. Courts have their own collegium system, and courts have comparatively more power than tribunals. Tribunals or orders can be challenged in courts. Supreme Court order cannot be challenged anywhere until or unless you have some exceptional scenarios, you know. So these are the things which we have to understand. Cool. Let's solve some question. MCQ 6 based on the second article of the day. So we have Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement, Montreal Protocol. We have discussed this. We have discussed what is the basic difference between them. Use option elimination. So Anandu, Rishi, they have given the answer. Anandu and Rishi. So Kyoto Protocol, this is about GHG, reducing GHG emissions, and they are posing, or they were posing, binding targets only for developed countries. Kyoto Protocol 1997, I have told you to find out the COP, which COP it belongs to of UNFC, FCCC. Paris Agreement, voluntary commitment by all countries. Even if you're confused, Montreal Protocol has nothing to do with GHG, bro. It is about ozone hole. One of the most successful protocols ever, agreement ever, Montreal Protocol. So even if you know third is wrong, let's forget about first and second. Even if you know third is wrong, you'll be able to solve this question and the answer will be A. This is a tough question. And UPSC asks a lot of questions on Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement, Montreal Protocol. So Montreal Protocol, ozone hole, nothing to do with GHG. You know, this is about if ozone hole is not, there was ozone hole which has been created and it protects us from ultraviolet rays of sun. If there is no ozone hole, or if there is no ozone rather in the stratosphere, then what will happen? These ultraviolet rays will come to Earth and they will give us cancer. So no sunscreen will protect you. So that's why Montreal Protocol was there. Oh my God, exactly, Rishi. So B, C, D gone, and the answer is A. Anandu tried it, Rishi tried it, Shipanna tried it, Sunil, you people tried it. But again, it was a tough question. It was a tough question for all, as I can see from the answer. So what is the answer? The answer is Chipandis. What is the answer of MCQ 6? Now tell the correct answer, sir and ma'am. Hmm. A very good. Jivana is a good girl. She's the brother of Vatsayana, who wrote Kama Sutra. Okay. MCQ 7. See from the answer. So what is the answer? The answer is so MCQ 7. Which of the following tribunals are covered under Article 323B of the Constitution? We have talked about Article 323A. So Madhubala 6A, sir. Very good, Shriparna, Jivayan, Anandu, Madhubala. What is the answer of MCQ 7? So Madhubala and Jivayan have given the answer. NGT, Foreigner Tribunal, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, all of them are under Article 323B. They are created for a specific purpose. I have told you in Article 323A what we have. We have CAT and SAT. Central Administrative Tribunal, State Administrative Tribunal, especially for civil servant at center and state level. But when you're creating tribunals for specific purpose, they are under 323B. We know for sure, and second has to be there, right? If second has to be there, eliminate first. We know for sure foreigner tribunal was there. So second and third has to be there. So now you're left to B and D, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. That is also to check into who is paying income tax, who is not. And again, if you see this, all these three are the answer. So the answer is D. Again, tough question, but fine. You should get it correct sooner rather than later. So the answer is D. Now, next article, page number 13, PM Modi sir receives first made in India. Anything first, as Rishi used to say, anything first is very important. You know, your first love, first crush, first kiss. So before Rishi became a brahmacharya, he believed in these first. So first made in India, Vikram 32 bit chip has been, Modi sir is receiving. See how happy Modi sir is here when he's receiving this chip from Ashnavi Vaishnav sir. So now there are some keywords here. Semicon India, like in West, we have something called as Comic Con. So in India, we are having Semicon. So it is a like conference where people are talking about semiconductor. India, believe it or not, is the semiconductor hub of the world now. Semiconductor chip, microprocessor chip hub of the world. Now, what is this microprocessor? Microprocessor is basically the brain of computer. The smaller your brain is, or let's say you can fit more amount of thing on a smaller brain, the more advanced your computer will be, the more advanced your phone will be. That is in simple terms what is a microprocessor. Now, what are the things which are important from exam perspective? Who designed this Vikram 32-bit chip? So here you have Vikram Sarabhai Space Center of ISRO. What is Vikram Sarabhai Space Center? Where is it? It is in Kerala. Now, this Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, they also design launch vehicles. Oh my God, GSLV, PSLV, they design it there. So whatever GSLV, PSLV you read about, they are designed in Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. So Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, along with Semiconductor Laboratory, they have created this first Vikram 32-bit chip, which will be used in space-related initiative. Anything first is important. And where this whole thing has happened, where PM Modi sir, who is so happy, he will be happy soon when he's going to any other foreign country. Jokes apart, we love Modi sir and he's in our heart. As you people used to say, Dil cheer ke dekh, Modi ji ka naam hoga. That means if you tear your heart, there'll be a photo of Modi sir there. So at Semicon India, which is a annual conference where people meet and talk about the progress made in Indian semiconductor, Modi sir, like Ashwani, okay, you read this, I'm not reading it. What is important from exam perspective? Who developed this Vikram 32-bit processor? ISRO's Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. We also know how this is different from other units of ISRO, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Where is it? Kerala. What it does mainly, launch vehicle design. Now they're also designing chips. And Semiconductor Laboratory, Chandigarh. So two people, or two institutions rather, they have come together to build this particular chip, Vikram chip, microprocessor, brain of a computer or a phone. And the smaller your brain is, more information you're feeding onto that smaller brain, the powerful your computer or phone will become, smaller it will become. And we all want things smaller. Not everything has to be smaller, but yeah. Okay, so Indian semiconductor mission, it began around December 1931, and from there we have taken leaps and bounds when it comes to progress in semiconductor industry. Believe seriously, we are the hub now, and I'm not joking here. So we can read all these things. I'm not reading all these things now. Let's focus on the keywords. What happened? Why there is a space here? Article 323A, MCQ 8, previous article. So hope you understood what is important. We'll solve some question. You will realize what else is important. So Article 323A, 323B of the Indian Constitution is related to, wow, Jivayan, Anandu, Shiparna, Madhubala, all of you have given the answer. Answer is tribunals. Very good. You people are very good. MCQ 9, Vikram 32-bit processor, recently news, was developed by whom? And if you like this video, like this video. I'm seeing 18 people live, 12, 18 people live right now, and 12 likes. Why, bro? Why? Why 6 people hates me so much? Don't hate me. I'm like waking up at 4 a.m. for you people. Right now I'm doing Hindu analysis. I'm not even getting paid for it. But yes, I am doing it because I'm mad about Hindu analysis now. So yes, Vikram 32-bit processor recently news was developed by whom? So as Jivayan, Hannah, Shriparna, Anandu, Rishi, all of you have given the answer. The answer is Vikram Sarabhai Space Center and Semiconductor Laboratory of, you can have a look at this, Chandigarh. C is the answer. Page number 1. Governor can't sit over bill endlessly. Now this is a news which is one of the most important news. I am feeling like EPFO exam is very near. I feel like I should make a video on 50 most important articles for UPSC EPFO current affairs article. But yeah, so this is one of the most important articles, not only for this EPFO exam, next year UPSC 2026. The number of times this particular news has been in news is innumerable. This is going on and on, this whole news. Governor cannot sit bill endlessly. See, there is article 200. Under this art, like, many people would take this article as the first article of the day, because, but I have taken it as the last article of the day, because if you have seen my videos earlier here or somewhere else, we have talked about this issue. But then there are some additions which is happening here. Please, sir. Okay, Shipanna. So where were we? So what we were discussing, under Article 200 of Indian Constitution, Governor has four options. He can give assent to the bill, he can withdraw assent to the bill, he can return a bill for reconsideration if it is not a money bill, and then he can keep a bill for President consideration under Article 201. So President will consider it under Article 201. Now, how much time, if he is withholding assent, if he is sitting on a bill, how much time will he sit on it? Now, according to Supreme Court judges, he cannot sit, indefinitely. That is so wrong, and that's what this article is talking about. And there was a, like, Tamil Nadu government, they went to court, and then Supreme Court judgment was there that if they cannot sit beyond 3 months, if they're sitting beyond 3 months, it is deemed to be have been passed. And then there was a presidential reference. I'm writing over my head or what? There was a presidential reference under Article 143 where President asked for Supreme Court advice whether they can give this timeline, 3 month timeline or not. In that regard, this whole argument is going on. This whole, discussion is going on. So three judges say that governor could not neither delay indefinitely the legislature wisdom. Why this whole debate is going on? Because they are talking about this presidential reference. Draupadi Murmu ma'am, she asked for the advice of Supreme Court and they are having talk. No organ can impair the functioning of constitution. Governor cannot sit on a bill indefinitely. Then these are the two states which has maximum fight with central government. With due respect to Tamil Nadu, here appeal, this 3 month deadline came, and here Tamil Nadu is represented by these two people, Abhishek Manu Singhvi and P. Wilson. None of your concern, but just focus on the argument. They are saying that bill cannot, it's not like he's a royal highness governor, he's the king and all. So he is not there by people's mandate, if you think like it. And if you think about it, rather, CM and all these people, they are on people's mandate. So bill reflects the necessity of times and must be proceeded with or processed with urgency, rather. And they should not be acting like kings. West Bengal, Kapil Sibal, they are also saying the same thing. Governor, now remember this thing, Article 200, Article 201, Article 143. These are the things which are important from exam perspective. They will ask you this, that it deals with what. So they are saying that it is absurd when they're sitting on a bill. It is undermining sovereignty, it is undermining federalism, and it is not good. We are federal state with a strong unitary bias. Even then, this is so not correct when governor is sitting on a bill indefinitely. Center argued that governors had wide discretionary power under Article 200. Do remember, 200 is about what? Discretionary power of governor. What it can do with a bill, it has four options: give assent, withhold assent, return the bill for reconsideration, and the fourth point is that he can keep the bill for president's consent, and like president will look into it. Four things, and that president thing will be under Article 201 as well. So states counter that they cannot be forced to seek. Again, you can have a look at this. So background, why it has happened: Tamil Nadu government delaying assent to 10 bills, and then two-judge Supreme Court bench set a 3 month deadline. See, understand one thing. There's one very interesting thing in Supreme Court. So if the two-judge Supreme Court bench has sent this 3 month deadline, if this judgment has to be tweaked somewhat, it has to be tweaked by a judge, means bench, which will be more than two judge. And that's why you see here, this whole argument is being done by three-judge bench. You see, understand one thing. If there would have been a hypothetical scenario where a three-judge Supreme Court bench had given that verdict, then this whole argument would have been done by a four-judge bench. That's how Supreme Court works. If something has to be done, if it has to be tweaked, it has to be tweaked by a bigger branch. And then a bigger bench, rather. And then there's something known as constitutional bench of Supreme Court. Constitutional bench is a bench comprising of 5 or more Supreme Court judges. Veto power, cool G wire. So remember these things. Presidential reference asks whether courts can impose such time limits. You can have a look at this. We have talked about it, and it will be in news. This is one of the most important news for next year pre. Also for EPFO, also for any exam you are giving. Let's focus on MCQ 10. Judiciary versus executive. Very good. Kartik calling. Kartik. But sir, even number of judges can raise the issue of number of votes, even number of votes. Yeah, but if it has to be overruled or it has to be tweaked, it has to be tweaked by a higher bench. Absolute pocket suspensive veto power. Very good. GYN is so good. Just like a wow. So Semicon India, previous article, 2025 recently news is best described as what? So as stated by Rishi, Jivayan, Hannah and Shriparna, Semicon India is an annual conference focusing on India's semiconductor ecosystem. Very good. Jivayan, Hannah, Shriparna, Anandu and Madhubala. B is the answer. Let's focus on MCQ 11. So under Article 200 of the Constitution, a governor can do what? So Madhubala, Hannah, Shriparna, Rishi, they have given the answer. Anandu, they have given the answer. So it can give assent to a bill. Yes. So first is correct. Eliminate D option. It can withhold assent to the bill. Yes, it is correct. So again, all the option has that. Reserve bill for consideration. Yes, it is also correct. So 3 is also correct. Now return the bill. That is also correct. So the answer is C. All these options are correct. Very good, Madhubala, Hannah, Shriparna, Rishi, Anandu. MCQ 12. Supreme Court's April 8 judgment in the Tamil Nadu governor case introduced which of the following? Governors must refer every bill to the president. Bill pending for more than 3 months would have deemed to have received assent. Governors can withhold assent indefinitely. Governors' actions are beyond judicial review. So Jivayan, Shripanna, Rishi, Hannah, Madhubala, Anandu, all of you have given the answer. Okay. MCQ 13. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Madhubala also. Very good here. Article 143, Article 200 and Article 201. What is the answer of MCQ 13? Shiparna has tried it. Shiparna, Rishi, they have tried it. Think about it. MCQ 12 and 13 are homework for you people, right? And I will give you the answer of 12 and 13 in the tomorrow's session. Have a look at it. And in the meantime, like, share, subscribe, bro. Spread the word far and wide. And you can join my Telegram channel, although that's inactive right now. Fun Study with Shubh. You can post your score. We have done 13 questions. Jivan has given the answer. And 12, 11 was classwork, 12, 2 are homework rather. And we'll talk about those 11, 12th, and 13 tomorrow. You can buy this Hindu analysis PDF at 9 per day or 199 per month, thereby supporting me. And yeah, your support is always needed. You can be a part of my mentorship program as well if you need any help. You can see my UPSC pre-mark sheet, this and that. If you feel like there is some issue, you are not cracking UPSC pre year after year, there are some issues in answer writing, you want to send me your answers, there are some doubts of yours, you want me to track your progress, every day 8 p.m. you want to have a talk with me, you want to tell me. I have you know 30 plus students who are part of my mentorship program. I started it last year. Everybody is different from each other, everybody is different, and it's so refreshing when I see those people and I learn so much from them. So yeah, again, you can be a part of that mentorship program. Cool. So any queries, sir and ma'am? Thank you, Rishi. Any queries, any doubts you have in general? I'm free to take your doubt, and you can also donate that way also. You can contribute. Anything, any query, any specific query, concern, anything related to anything. No queries? Keep like, you know, collect queries. If you're preparing for UPSC, and there has to be some queries which you'll be having when it comes to preparation and all. Thank you for the best Hindu analysis. Thank you, Madhubala. So always keep your doubts. You can ask me at the end of the session, and I will always, welcome those doubts and queries. Cool. So I will see you people tomorrow. Then take care. Be blessed. Tata. Bye bye.